this is the episode. This is I'm calling this another Telepod because we are telepodding tonight again. For an update you will hear it soon, right after this, right after Will welcomes you to the podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bad Podcast with your hosts, Michael and Will, bringing you the street beefs 1 week at a time. The fun facts.
Street beef, that's my favorite part of going to Mexico.
That's your favorite what?
Part of going to Mexico, the street beef.
That's for sure, except were you sure it was beef?
I will not speak ill of an entire population of people.
That's not speaking ill. It's just I'm wondering if you knew if it was beef.
I can tell the beef compared to what though? Beef to chicken. Yes, can tell. Beef to bear. Yeah, I can tell.
Horse.
I might have had a horse one time, but
isn't it like big and like
horses? Yeah, they're pretty big. Unless you get yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They say it's good.
They kill the bulls and the horses there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sheep are just running free.
That's Iceland. Lots of sheep.
Dude, they gotta stay warm. Anyway, this is a podcast, and this is not the ideal setup, but it's the setup. And before we get into why, we can tell you some jokes.
Yeah.
And why don't you start us off? Will had jokes before, and I did not, but I am going to.
Why'd you turn the light off?
How about that? I'm a ghost.
I mean, just wasn't expecting it.
Dude, I gotta be in the mood. You know, we always do mood lighting for podcasts. There we go.
Oh. And I turned all my lights on so that it was you could see a beautiful face. Yeah, that's better, whatever you just said. Did you hear about this?
That's my favorite part.
Apple, in the new iOS update, is making it easier for your loved ones to access your personal data in the event of your death.
Oh, I've been thinking about that recently.
Legacy contact. The person you set as your legacy contact gets a special code that can be provided alongside with a death certificate to unlock your device. Have you heard about this? There's a lot of information, but it's pertinent. The legacy contact that will let you have access to your messages, photos, notes, and other sensitive data. And it's an opt-in feature that should only be reserved for your most trusted contact. So, gentlemen, prepare for that late-night fight with your toxic girlfriend of why she isn't your legacy contact.
Yeah. That's a good one.
15-year-old Sydney Rayleigh clocked in for her shift at McDonald's in Eden Prairie, just south of Minneapolis. Should have taken that out. Expecting to have a normal day at work. Except little did she know that she'd be saving someone's life. Sydney was working the drive-thru when a woman started choking on a chicken nugget. A McChicken nugget, to be specific.
McNugget.
She quickly jumped out of the window to help the woman. She performed the Heimlich maneuver and
I saw this.
And now that woman finally is convinced that McDonald's workers deserve a living wage.
Boy, don't I know it. That's socialism.
You're flashing your gift cards at me. I used one today. Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Mom. A paralyzed man posted a tweet using only his mind. Thanks to a brain implant. 62-year-old Philip O'Keefe from Australia, down under, suffers from ALS, but he was able to share his thoughts on Twitter directly through a computer chip implanted in his brain. Thanks to your ice bucket challenge, he is now trolling the masses on Twitter. His first tweet was, "I'm making this an NFT. Follow the Discord."
Is that real?
No.
It sounds like it would be, though, actually.
He's 62. I don't think he knows what an NFT is.
Dude, he has a chip in his brain, for goodness sakes. You think he knows a thing about tech?
Yeah. And just a throwaway one that's not my joke, but I keep thinking it's so funny. Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty on 5 of 6 sex trafficking charges. So
hilarious.
It's lovely to see another couple that's just so in love finishing each other's sentences.
Oh, that's a good one. Who did that?
I don't know. It was all over the memes.
All right. I got a short one. A Florida cop shot and killed an endangered tiger that was mauling a zoo worker.
I saw that, and he was a third-party contractor.
Not great, but moving in the right direction, said Black people.
That's in your top 5. That actually was really sad because he was a third-party contractor there. He was there to clean like the bathrooms. Like, he had nothing to do with animals, and he just went into the tiger encampment.
Encampment.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, encampment. We'll just shelter up here for the night.
3rd Avenue. Yeah.
Okay, so what's up? Did you lose money this week, Will? The snow and everything? That's what I haven't checked in with you this week.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you for real?
But luckily, the 2 days I worked 12 hours.
Oh, that's right. You got home late one night.
I was the head conductor. So.
And you conducted the best. I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what John told me anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, dude, how did you like your Christmas present? Remember when we did that last time?
Still am loving it.
Okay, so I'm not going to give you a full update because, this has been too much cock and balls talk. But sometimes it's like you can't get away from it.
It's attached to your body.
Yeah, I try run, and it's still there.
Sometimes I try to just back away real fast and see if it'll stay behind.
Whiplash.
When you close it in the refrigerator door on accident.
I gotta let it swing back first. You're in a rush to get back to your TV show? I should have pressed pause. I wouldn't be in such a rush.
Yeah, there's not even any commercials.
Yeah, so this is what happened. Thanksgiving break, not Christmas, Thanksgiving Day. I was like, oh, this will be I was going to take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, have the weekend with the family. I've been working hard, not taking that many days off.
Midwinter break.
I end up spending half the day in the ER on Thanksgiving. Then back to the urgent care Saturday. And also those days just having a miserable, psychotic, miserable time. And then it got better the day I went back to work. Not better. Started taking some pills, got on the right track. And then right before Christmas, I'm like, something's up. These pills aren't working the best. And so I'm like, I got to go try to see somebody for Christmas, before Christmas again.
Oh, boy.
Or else it's going to get insane because of snow and everything. So I had a virtual appointment with a guy who was not my doctor, but I'm like, "Hey, can I this is my theory. Tell me, well, you haven't probably been to the doctor that much, but this is my doctor theory. Because you go to a doctor, first of all, general practitioners, they're good for like sinus infection, freaking
Rash.
some rashes, like arm broken. They go, yep, broken arm. And that's about all they can do.
Yeah.
So then you got to go see specialists. But the problem with specialists is whatever they specialize in, that's what they think you have, no matter what. So
Oh, yeah.
you could have digestion issues that's caused from, I don't know, that's not a good example, but
Hepatitis A.
exactly, and they're gonna you from Hep A, and they're gonna go like, oh, we got to send a scope up there. You might have some polyps because that's just their world. You know
Yeah,
what I
to
mean?
them, that's just a walk in the park.
Yeah, it's just a walk in the park. So this is my doctor theory. This is what you have to do. You have, and this is for reasonable people. Let me just add, this is for reasonable people. You go and you not like a stay-at-home mom, but you go do some research online
Of the doctor.
of
Or,
yourself. Not the WebMD joke, ha ha ha, you know, sore throat, cancer, you know. Yeah. Not just that, it's you really do you figure out the symptoms, you check this, check that, and that's what I'm saying. You have to be reasonable, you have to be honest, you have to be sort of curious, and you have to be sort of smart in what you're doing, but you narrow down your what you think it might be to a couple of things.
right.
Then you kind of figure out what the symptoms are and what they aren't. So that you go into the doctor and you only talk about, or you majorly talk about the symptoms that you think you have that match that disease. Or else they're not going to do what you want. Any. Maybe I said this last time, but I used to always get strep throat, even all the way into college, a couple times a year. But I wouldn't get.
I think I only had it one time.
Oh, I would get it all the time, and nobody ever knew why, really. But
Because you're always macking on them.
Dude, I know.
Carrying straws.
Strep throat. That's how I identify them. Maybe some people have gaydar. I have strep throat dar, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And so, but I would get no fever. Like not a sore throat, but I would get this weird thing like in my nose, and I knew the feeling. But then I would go to the doctor and they'd say like, you don't have strep throat. And I'm like, I swear to you, I've been having this since I was a child. I have strep throat and I know it. They're like, no. And
Because they can do a test, right?
yeah, so yeah, so I would have to be like, I bet you right now that I have strep throat. They're like, no. I was like, okay, fine, do it.
I'm 17.
I'm like, do a rapid on me. This is up until I was like 21. That was the last time I had it, and I remember that time well. I was like, do a rapid on me right now, and then boom, came back positive, and that's just to get some antibiotics.
Yeah,
and it's like, so that's my theory with doctors. You have to figure out it's for yourself before you go see a certain one, and you might be wrong sometimes. But at least you get them going in a direction.
Yeah.
One time I came back from Cambodia and I had the stomach. I've had it before, you know, I've had it every time, but this time I had a lingering.
Oh.
And dude, I had fingers in my B hole, in my pee hole. No, just in the B. And I had people poking around. I'm having diarrhea for 4 weeks, you know, pain, stabbing. And they're like, oh, well, we got to make sure it's not this. We got to make sure it's not this. And we can do this test and this test. And I'm like, ugh. ugh, because if we give you this antibiotic, they would do this, and if we give you that, it would do that. Ugh, just me for 2 weeks. Ugh, God, I'll do anything. I'll be a good person from here on out. You know.
What was it?
I don't know, because one guy, so finally, you got to mess around. You got to go to other people and you got to say, like, hey, can somebody just give me like an antibiotic to start? He's like, yeah, why don't we just give you an antibiotic to start and then we can figure out if it's something. And in that time, in less than 24 hours, it was gone.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to, that's why you got to tell them certain symptoms so you can get them started on figuring something out.
Right.
And not just be like, hey, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And you're trying not to poop your pants at work.
So did you research this? Or you went to the teledoc on Christmas?
Oh, before Christmas, listen, my prostate is harder than it should be, but I don't have prostate cancer, so that's good.
So,
but yeah, I had to drive.
You had to like stick your butt in front of the camera and put your own finger in your butt.
No. But I did touch my own balls that way.
Ooh.
On camera. Not on camera. I didn't show my balls on the camera, but just like you and I are now. He's like, do you feel some I was like, no, not really. But I still have a scrotal ultrasound coming up.
Oh, I was going to say scar tissue.
But I had to drive in the snow. I had to
ice.
I had to endanger my life through ice and snow. So
bone.
So an old guy can stick his finger in my beehole.
Oh man.
And here's the most crazy part about it.
Did he even buy you dinner?
The weird part about it is, I don't know why this is weird. Well, all of it's weird. You know, it's not that bad. It happens fast over.
You're like, it's 2022. Haven't we figured out a new way to do this?
But he's got to lube up his finger, you know?
Yeah.
And so then, but that was like the last thing we were doing. Just to check some things out. So it's an uncomfortable situation. So he's got you go tons of lube to get it in there quick and get out quick. That's what he wants to do for his sake and my sake.
Yeah.
For both our sakes. He doesn't want to linger.
Right.
Finger linger. Okay.
Lingering finger.
Yeah, so he might want a finger, but he doesn't want to linger. Maybe he did want to linger, but he didn't give me that impression. So he's got to lube that up. But we're just in the room. There's not like a sheet and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, bend over. So then he gives me a couple paper towels and he's like, wipe this up. Or, you know, didn't say.
Give you a
implied. And so I got to wipe lube out of my crack.
Gross.
And lube is lube. So when you wipe, it just kind of like, it's
spread all over.
Yeah. And it's those cheap paper towels that are kind of,
yeah, somehow like hydrophobic and don't absorb water.
It's like if you have to use the Fred Meyer bathroom to go number 2 or something, and you got that 1-ply stuff that
read through
scrapes, freaking like. Zzz. Good thing I don't have anywhere to go after this.
Mitten.
Make a mitten out of it. And so anyway, but in my head, I'm like, how fast do I was like, I want to get all this out, but I don't want to stand here wiping myself in front of this guy for too long.
Another square.
I'm 2 feet away from him with my pants down, wiping my butt crack.
You should have asked him to do it. He's like, you can see it better.
Then I'm like, So then I'm like pulling my pants up, but things are still a little. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're like, this isn't right.
and I still had to go to the freaking lab. And I'm like, I don't want to walk down to the lab with a lube spot in the back of my jeans. I wouldn't know it was there. Gosh, it was all a lot. But I went and I risked my life so that I could know nothing more about myself.
Oh, man.
But I do have a PSA to pass along,
Yeah.
or just a FYI or something. You know, because I've been sending you pictures. Since I've been going to the doctors, and they have nice little things on the wall that you can look at. You know,
Yeah.
what a white person's scrotum is supposed to look like, what the female vagina is.
Oh, yeah, because you've been going to the urologist.
Tammy's been to the doctor, so that's the other thing. So Christmas break, thought, oh, Thanksgiving break sucked. Maybe Christmas break's gonna be good. Well, Tammy has a crazy inflamed nerve. She's been the most dizzy she's been in 2 years. That's why we haven't seen you.
Yeah.
So she got this cold thing that the rest of us have, and but
Coronavirus.
it messed with her ear so bad.
Yeah.
So then we're at the ear thing too, and I like going through the names of everything, like for the ear, the all the little, and
Sensor timpani.
yes, and doing those little, like seeing if you can guess where like the root of the word comes from, just like we do on this program here.
Yes.
We're etymology aficionados.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm looking up the parts of the ear and the nose and the reproductive organs. That's really what I've been focusing on, because those are the doctors that I've seen. And I come across a new word called meatus.
Spelled
Meatus.
meatus.
Now, the place where meatus is in the nose, it may surprise you because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of meatus in the nose.
Isn't the nose all cartilage?
You would think so, but there is some meatus. I think sort of. I can't remember if it's on the inside or outside, but not the outside, but
Wasn't it on here where we looked up that? Was it the STD that makes your nose fall off?
syphilis.
Syphilis?
So was it syphilis? You're the one that knew about it.
I think that's what it is.
And anyways, but there's also meatus in the reproductive organs, and I
Definitely some meatus down there.
and I will tell you, the part of the female that you imagine that would be the meatus is exactly the meatus.
Oh, really?
I didn't know it's called meatus, but to me, meatus is basically the word for, like, you've already named all the other major things, and here's some minors. Here's some like fleshy leftover parts. We'll just call it meatus.
That doesn't really have like a use.
Yeah, because first I saw meatus on the reproductive chart. And I'm like, ha ha ha, funny. Take a picture, obviously. Send it to a couple people. Meatus. Hilarious. But then, yeah, go to the ENT. There's meatus there in the nose.
Oh my gosh.
I was thrown for a loop. Yeah.
And is it anywhere else?
I'm sure.
Did you look it up?
No, I didn't want to be, because of the connotations, I didn't want to just type in meatus into my Google.
This is a passage or opening leading to the interior of the body.
Oh, wow.
Like the external auditory meatus. The passage leading into the ear.
Oh, ear meatus.
Oh yeah, auditory meatus.
So a meatus has something to do with an opening.
Yes.
Not having to do with meat.
A natural body opening or canal.
Oh, a canal as well.
Wow.
What's the root? Why is it meat though? If it's an opening, MEA.
Good question.
This is engaging.
Here it is. Plural forms of meatus, as in Latin form.
Meati.
Meatuses. That's what it says. Normally the derived English plural, or the often incorrectly meati by a false analogy of using the common Latin. That's just talking about the plural.
Oh gosh, am I gonna have to find this first?
Oh, I don't know.
Meatus. Wow. It just sounds.
Meatal stenosis.
It just sounds so close to meat. Oh, Latin meatus, coarse channel, equivalent to mere, to go, extend, have a course. Tus, suffix, course of action. Course of action. Wow. It's the meatus. I never would have known. Latin. I learned something new.
15th century.
Doesn't have to do with the English word meat. Surprise, surprise.
Passage. Mere, or I don't know how you'd say that in Latin. MEARE.
Maybe we asked that guy on.
Oh, like permeate.
Oh, meatus.
We've been saying it wrong.
Wait, how do you pronounce it? I didn't even know.
Meatus, according to Merriam-Webster.
Wow.
Meatus.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen.
I'm saying meatus.
Listen, it was funny when I saw the word meatus pointing to the outside of a vagina, but also we learned something new on this podcast. Both things can be true. I was wrong, but it was still funny, and now I learned some Latin.
Right, and now you learned some new slang, because meat wagon is slang for ambulance, which I just found out.
Oh wait, you never heard that?
No, I don't think so.
I heard that one. Dude, back in my day, I'm old, man.
Meat wagon.
Anyways.
That's my nickname in high school.
Meat sagging, more like it.
More like wagon to meat.
Anyways.
Okay. Meatus.
I got a finger in me anus.
I kind of liked meatus. Meatus better than meatus.
That'd be freaking Eminem. Meatus. Stick a finger in your anus.
Mom spaghetti.
All right. What's new with you?
What's new?
I'm really excited about your Christmas present. And I freaking have your nog in my fridge.
I know, and I couldn't get it. I was actually very upset about that.
You never came this way.
Because I was snowed in at home, and I like to put it in my coffee, and I was drinking tons of coffee because I just made a pot and just sat here and kept drinking it. And I didn't have it, and I was pretty perturbed. It's just because I have the little car and the snow. I feel like they really failed, because we knew the snow was coming. We knew like the day, the hour it was coming.
Yeah.
Unlike with the Lord.
Unlike, yes, that's
not right. That the Lord didn't know about the snow, but we don't know when the Lord is returning.
Yeah, we don't have meteorologists for that.
Some people think they are.
We don't have Doppler for The
Yeah, we don't
Lord.
have a Steve Poole of the New Testament. Anyway, and it's like they didn't salt any roads or or put that whatever spray stuff down. I feel like they could have done that preemptively, and we wouldn't have had this 5-inch ice layer all over all the roads.
Yeah. Well, so we got the different kind of snow too.
Yeah, it
We
was
got the
so
dry.
cold
Yeah.
instantly instead of like the barely cold enough to snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like my only today is my like parking lot, not an ice rink. It was crazy.
Yeah. Today was the only day I slipped on my road because it was slushy, but other days were pretty good. Geek Harbor was pretty good getting
Yeah,
around.
I also fell on the ground while walking.
No, that's what I've been very careful of. You fell?
Yeah, I did. There was a clear
I'm
patch
sorry.
when I turned out.
Out of your own residence?
Car.
Oh, car.
Yeah. I
Come
know.
on. What's your neighbor's name?
Just been laying low and
At your
in the
G.
snow.
You're spending extra time at your GFs.
Well, yeah, was there for Christmas and then got snowed in extra day, but so did 2 other people.
Oh,
So
at her house.
yeah, not as exciting or romantic as you might think, but no, it was fun. We had a good
I
time.
was I was about to write a short story based on your experience.
No, it was fun. Yeah, we had made some prime rib, some potatoes, all that good stuff.
Oh,
Had
I since Tammy's been down, I've been cooking like a cook, a guy who cooks.
like a, I can't think of anything appropriate.
Dude, I was barbecuing when I was 19 out.
I saw that. The old barbecue out the garage door.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. I was just
You
I
you
I'm a
have
good
a you have a freaking
no
thing
barbecue allowed.
on your porch?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But what about one of those like camper ones size?
I probably could sneak it.
Yeah, dude.
But you know what I did do? I did do a sous vide steak. You heard of that?
Yeah.
And it was just randomly grabbed one um, clearance steak from Fred Meyer
Yeah.
right before it snowed, and so I put it in there, the hot water bath for 120 for like an hour.
How did you do
Put
it?
some salt, pepper, garlic, and thyme.
How did you? Does somebody have a sous vide machine, or
Me?
you have a vide mash?
Yeah, because here's what happened. I went on Amazon to buy Christmas presents for our mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and added their address, which I was already in there, but I had to change the name because last time I sent something to Julia, and so I was changing the name, and then I ordered the stuff, and I sent them a sous vide because I was thinking, oh, they do the cooking. This dad likes to do the meats
That's what
and
you
blah,
got
blah,
them.
blah. What was that?
That's what you got them.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
but here's what happened. In the midst of changing the address, I never finalized the address, and so all of a sudden, guess what shows up on my door?
No.
Mom and Dad's presents,
Wow.
nicely wrapped in the Amazon bags. And
Crazy.
so it would cost like $100 to ship it to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't ship it on your yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll just return it and then order it again.
But he
But then,
didn't return it.
but I didn't return it. I wanted it to.
That's cool.
And it worked great. It was so tender. And then I just did a quick sear on it. It was tasty and so
Nice.
tender.
Nice. Dude, you're
A nice
amazing.
$6 ribeye.
I've been working on my chop,
Oh yeah.
but I'm not really like fast.
I'm good at the chop. I need to be better at the claw.
I'm usually pretty good at the claw, but tonight I was hurrying. I'm glad I got my nail. I sliced into my nail,
Oh, I've done that.
and then I had could
Yeah,
have
I've
had a
sliced
fingertip.
into the nail.
Could have. I was back to the ER.
One time I was using the mandolin. You know that?
Oh yeah.
Not
Mm-hmm.
the instrument, but
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
slicer. And I just slink. Nice chunk out of my thumb. Yeah.
Gotta be careful, man. Avocado hand and all that stuff.
Bleeding. Yeah, the avocado hand where they try to stab the seed.
Yeah.
But then I saw a guy cut an avocado in half, like right through the seed.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's a sharp knife.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um. Yeah. I had a random thought today.
You don't say.
Who, if anybody knows out there, I would really like to know. I meant to look this up before we started, but you know that little thing that goes for that they
Yeah.
do for all Asian people of all time in a like a movie or a TV show.
Right.
Like, where did that come from? Who made that? Who made that?
Well, I know that those notes are fourths, which are used a lot in the Asian scales.
Yeah,
That's all I
that's what I
know
was gonna
about that.
say. Is that a sound that has Asian roots, or is that some guy in the 40s like, oh, this is what Asians sound like? You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know why I was thinking about that? I've been playing those Lego, also playing the DC Villains
Yeah.
Lego game, and it has all the comic book things, you know.
Right.
But some of those comic book characters, some of those comic book characters, you know, they're all based on like a crazy like stereotype or something.
Right. Right.
You know, is somebody they have to be Asian or somebody has to be freaking Middle Eastern or black or you know whatever. It's
Right.
it's all like based on like a this is like a some are on the line and some are over the line. You'd like to say like, oh no, this is an homage to their culture or something, you
Right.
know. And I guess in some ways you could do that, but some of
Like how
those,
Batman is like a bat culture.
yeah, dude, goth culture.
Can you hear this?
No,
It doesn't play. I was looking up that sound effect.
oh, because you're in FT. I can do it in my phone. Send it to me. I just did it
You
with my mouth. Everybody knows what it is. That's the whole point. It's ubiquitous.
ubiquitous.
Yeah, dude. Totally.
Sure. Well, I just typed in Asian sound effect. And it came right up.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know how to look this up, but I knew if I did, it would be the first thing that came up. Dude, it's a mystery to us all. I bet it has a long. I bet somebody's written an article about it.
Origin story. Oriental riff, Wikipedia. Here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Also known as East Asian riff, is a musical riff or phrase that has often been used in Western culture as a trope.
Dude, tropes all over.
Of Orientalism, or to represent an idea of China, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, or generic East Asian theme.
Dude, you hear it when you're 5 years old watching Looney Tunes or whatever.
It's sometimes accompanied by a gong. It's a doubled fourth, like I said.
Like you said.
It is of Western creation. Its first known example showed a similar rhythm, but not the exact melody. It was in the 1847 Aladdin stage show. The grand Chinese spectacle of Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp.
Chinese?
Aladdin. That's when it was first used. And then it was later used in Mama's China Twins, the Oriental Lullaby, in 1900. This is an old riff.
Dude, get riffed.
It says it's harmonized with parallel open fourths, which make it sound like East Asian music to the casual Western listener.
Yeah, but does it sound like East Asian music to the casual Western listener? Because that's the sound that they've given us for 100 years.
No, it's because, like I was
120
saying,
years.
in the Asian scales that they commonly use in their traditional music, there's a lot of fourths.
I know. I was just riffing.
Here's the article entitled "Da da 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 dan dan colon the Asian riff." 2007.
Oh, if you need a good Twitter account to follow, Depths of Wikipedia. That's a good one.
Oh, I sometimes I just go on Wikipedia and hit random article. You ever done that?
Oh no, because you know, no.
Oh, here's a book by Stephen Inskeep, How the Kung Fu Fighting Melody Came to Represent Asia.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Oh, that's crazy, dude. I'm gonna have to read that. Yeah, that's just what I was thinking about. Dude, I got in so much video game time.
I know.
Over the last week.
Never watched movies, and I watched Quiet Place 2, which was not as good as Quiet Place 1. Because you already know, you get what's going on. They know how to attack the monsters now, you know?
Yeah.
And then I watched Lamb. That was a real barn burner. Except not really. It was more, I just like them because I have no idea what's going to happen. The A24 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so the little half lamb boy, I was actually a girl, was born. But it's just more a story about the parents' loss of their young child and them grieving over that and then just trying to be happy.
That's good. What else? What other movies?
Watched some Emily in Paris.
Ugh.
Good show, huh?
Yeah. What about this?
But
Go ahead.
Have you watched Emily in Paris?
No.
Oh, okay. Then moving on. I was going to ask your opinion on a specific episode.
Oh no, I haven't. I haven't seen it, but I did watch the new Matrix movie.
Oh, I heard it was trash.
It's not. I will tell you the kind of person that would love it. The kind of person who goes and watches obscure TED Talks or loves watching C-SPAN.
A lot of monologue or something.
Oh my word. The cool things from the first movies is that like the weird stuff that was like all the lore and stuff that went with it of things that are in the background or a little Easter eggy sort of things.
Right.
Those are in the background of it, and they help build. Yeah, they built up into this kind of lore, so it's kind of like mystical, sort of.
Yeah, the Matrix world and understanding what it is.
And the second one, it got a little more talky. The third one got a little more talky because they had to explain things. The fourth, I'm not saying there was some cool stuff in it, but it's basically listen, I could pull up my Google Drive right now and give you an outline of some of the most boring sermons you've heard. I can have a boring talk.
Mm-hmm.
I do a podcast, but this was 2.5 hours of boring talk. It was just crazy. And I like all the other Matrix movies.
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
I just saw that Keanu Reeves, if he could recreate any character, you saw?
Constantine.
He said he tried.
He tried. It's the one thing he can't do.
He can do everything.
Okay, I need to go so I can edit this. We're recording this. I was keeping a little tab in my head of any parts we needed to edit. I don't know. We'll see.
Doing pretty good.
I might just publish. Send.
I think it's good.
Yeah, so just want to say thank you to everybody for listening. You look like that Shane, that old YouTuber before he got fat. Shane.
Yeah. That's the beard. And I got the swoop.
And there was the way your cheeks looked.
After work.
That's him. That was straight Shane. Yes, the eyebrows. Yes, I just want to thank you everybody for listening. Hope you all had a good Christmas, a good New Year, especially to that little kid on TikTok named Poot. Shout out to baby
Poot, baby Poot.
Shout out to baby Poot and her mom, who doesn't take any crap from nobody. And thank you for listening. Share with a friend, and hopefully next week we will not have a telepod.
Yeah.
That's all.
And here's to all the failed New Year's resolutions that have ended January.
Yes. Yes. Tell us what New Year's resolution you've already failed. Day 3. Engagement. Put it on the post. You never do. Why say it?
Comment. Don't text.